It's not a bird, it's not a plane, and it can't leap over tall buildings. But it is a superpower that if you're not taking advantage of, you are missing out on the key to your success. Today, these tips are going to be the ticket. The superpower I'm talking about is clarity. Today, I'm going to share 10 tips with you that are going to help you find the clarity you need to gain success in your life, career, and or business. Hi guys, I'm Andrea Patrick, the Be You Boss, and I help you put the Be You in your business, life, and career, leveraging who you are to get what you want. Now let's dive into today's 10 tips so you can go ahead and get started. The first tip is to clean your slate. Remove all of those preconceived notions, expectations that other people have of you, and get to know who you are so that you can do it your way. Clarity is a superpower, and to be honest, most people run from it. If you want to become part of the top 1%, it will become priority number one right now, today. Now, my suggestion here is that you do the work. Now, we all come along with baggage, right? We all know that. But my suggestion here is for you to unpack your bag, look at everything that's inside, and repack it with those things that are going to benefit you the most and help you overcome any limitations that you might have. The goal is to identify the 20% of your activities contributing to the 80% of your result and ruthlessly eliminate the other 80% that consume your time. And lastly, I want you to identify your non-negotiables. It is important for you here to identify those things that are going to help you optimize your abilities to do your best work. It is to be focused and then to get rid of, identify, move out of the way those non-negotiables. Step number two, or tip number two, is to set your Everest. This is your own personal mountain that you are going to have to climb to peak to your success. Guys, the enemy of growth is comfort. So many of us think that we are supposed to be comfortable, that life is supposed to be easy, that we deserve certain things, or we are entitled to have certain things, or we have the right to do things a certain way. And the truth is, growth is uncomfortable. Growth hurts. Expansion does not feel great all the time. So we have to identify what our Everest is so that we'll know exactly the direction that we want to go. And we have the motivation and the inspiration to do it when it gets hard and it is uncomfortable. The truth is that the top 1% are actively searching for these challenges because they know it helps us grow and it stretches us to get to those levels that we wouldn't get to if we did not do the work, the hard things. The truth is, guys, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. So we have to already recognize and accept there's going to be difficult times, and we have to be prepared and ready to not only do them, but to seek them out. All right. Tip number 3, you need to know the difference between passion and obsession. Passion is emotion-based. It's derived from your circumstances, your mood, and your relationship. Obsession, on the other hand, is a continuous thought and or mindset. It's important to know the difference here because emotions can sometimes get the better of us and they can derail us and distract us. They can become triggers that get us off track. And if we want to maintain our abilities to be successful, we have to understand the difference between the passion that we may have and the obsession that we may have. I'm not saying obsessions are great, but if the idea here is to maintain that consistency, to maintain that motivation that's going to keep us on track and to keep our minds clear and help us stay focused, then you want to have a continuous mindset. You want to make sure that you are not just, with the wind, just doing whatever, whenever, not being focused on what you're doing. So you want to identify the difference between passion and obsession. You want to make the choice where you are in a constant mindset that is going to get you where you want to be. You have to identify and be clear about what that actually is. Tip number 4 is to master the art of saying no. Now, I have this one down pat, and actually my husband has it even better than me, if we're being honest. He's very good at saying no. However, no is a complete sentence. It does not need anything other than a period. As adults, as high-performing, ambitious women who are striving for that top 1%, we have to learn how to say no to save our time, to keep our peace, to maintain our ability to go after the things that we are so desperately trying to achieve. No has to be in our vocabulary, and it needs to be used often if we want to stay clear and stay focused and stay on task. The truth is, no helps you fiercely protect your time, and it allows you to really only be disturbed by people who are living up to the requirements that you place on your time. You can accept those requests and things that are only in alignment with the goals that you set for yourself and the ways that you are trying to achieve those goals. Tip number is to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. The truth is, guys, growth hurts, okay? And the enemy of growth is comfort. If you are settled in and you are okay with status quo, you feel like everything's under control, that might be the time for you to go after various challenges that are going to stretch you and grow you outside of your comfort zone. Because the top 1%, that's what they're doing. They are actively seeking challenges that stretch them and make them grow. They are not settling for being comfortable. They recognize that comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to find clarity, you have to recognize this tip here. Tip number 5 is to become adaptable. What does that mean? Well, you have to be prepared for change. Change is the one thing that is a constant in everyone's life. Things are going to change. Things are not always going to look the same, which means you are going to have to be agile, be adaptable, constantly reinvent yourself, but recognize when it's time. Clarity allows you to recognize when it is time for you to do something different to get a different result. You have to be prepared for those times, though, so that you can take advantage of the opportunities that come your way. So being adaptable and not being rigid, having a growth mindset is very important to your ability to maintain your clarity and stay on track to achieve the goals that you are so desperately trying to achieve and achieve the dream life that you are looking to achieve yourself. Tip number 7, I think we're on, is to be proactive. Don't sit around and wait for things to happen, being reactive. Again, go around and find those things that are going to stretch you, that are going to grow you, that are going to take you outside of your comfort zone, because that is preparing you for the next great thing. And you have to be prepared. You have to be proactive to take advantage of them when they come along, so that you recognize them and that you are ready to do the thing when it hits your plate. This is your ability to control what I call circumstances for optimal success. Knowing what you need to do and be your best helps you set the stage for your success. It helps you identify those strengths that you're going to need for various situations, the limitations you're going to have to overcome. It helps you remain steady to get the thing that you want, and exercise and teach people about those non-negotiables that might prevent you from getting it. Here, self-awareness, self-regulation, communication, emotional intelligence, and again, those circumstances for optimal success are going to be the best tools you have in your toolbox to get the job done. I think we're on tip number 8, and that is to develop an appetite for knowledge. We can't maintain what we don't know. We can't keep up with trends, with industry standards, if we are not constantly reading and growing and learning. We have to continue to have a hunger and thirst to know more, to grow ourselves. Clarity is important for this. This is going to help you see exactly what you need, what goals you need to set, what plan you need to put in place, what actions you need to work. You want to make yourself curious about what is going on around you. Engage in conversations that challenge you. Listen to podcasts when you go on walks or when you're doing home chores. Devour books during the day. I love using my Audible. I read through listening, and I'll actually go to the half-price bookstore here in our area, and I'll get the book so that I can read and highlight while I'm listening to the book on audio. Attend workshops. Go ahead and pay for the workshop. Someone else may have knowledge that you don't have, even if it's a subject that you already know about. Believe it or not, somebody can teach you something else. You might learn at least 1 or 2 new things, which would make that workshop worth it, right? Seek mentors. Find people who are where you want to be and allow them to pour into you in a safe environment. Learning new things, it ignites creativity in you. Tip number 9 is to refine your circle of influence. If you want to find clarity, Get around people who are doing the things that you haven't been able to do yet. Get around people whose minds are like yours, but they can give you more. They can push you. They can drive you. They can motivate you and inspire you to continue on. Your circle of influence it should be the people who make up the average of who you are. So they say you are the average of your top 5 friends. Look around you. Is that the average you want for yourself? Do you need to refine your circle of influence? These people are going to help you find clarity. So if they're not doing that, it may be time to change your group. Now, the last and final tip I have for you to find and maintain your clarity is to accept your new reality. You have to understand that this journey to building the dream life you want and finding the success that you're working so hard for, it is a journey. It is not a destination. And all of the things that I've shared with you up to this point are really good tools to help you maintain that clarity, that superpower that we talked about. No, it's not a bird. It's not a plane. It doesn't leap over tall buildings. But I promise you, finding clarity within yourself will help you to identify everything you need to build the life you want. It will help you get around the right people that can pour into you so that you can give out of overflow. Finding clarity is going to help you manage your time. It's going to help you set the appropriate boundaries, manage those expectations once they've been set, and it's going to help you teach people how to treat you and hold them accountable for what they learn. So please use these tips today. Make clarity priority number one for what you're doing this week to build the dream life that you want. All right, now I want you to watch this next video because we're gearing it up just for you. Please, if you have not already, subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss my uploads. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like it. And come back and join me again every week for additional videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you back here again next week. Bye, guys.